enough. So Vanya here is a close friend of mine and a very gifted channel, spiritual healer. She works with the Akashic records. She works with the celestial area, celestial realm, if you would say. I am very, very honored to have her here. And she is part of my birthday month gifts to all of you. I am bringing on some trusted people that I have personally worked with, and I highly endorse them, their energy, their spirit. They're just fun people, and I think that you might like them too. So I'm going to ask Vanya just to tell a little bit about herself. And just Vanya, what do you do when you're not doing spiritual work? I know you have a corporate job and you do different things, but what is it? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So first of all, I'm very glad that I'm part of your birthday month people. And I'm super happy to be here with you. Who I am. I'm still trying to discover who I am. But one of the things is I can say that from a very early age, I have been fascinated by mysterious things. And in my childhood, I was not introduced to any religion. So for me, I start praying to the moon because I was thinking that's where the spirit is, and that's how I felt. From a very young age, I always feel very connected to the spiritual realm. However, like as life goes on and our normal accepted jobs in societies demand to have certain paths in our lives, and our parents as well also have these demands. So we kind of like disconnect from our spiritual self, and then later with kind of the ups and downs in life, we kind of find again what's going on. So that's happening to me too. And in the last 7-8 years, I really tapped into spiritual realm, and took me out of a very dark time of my life. So I'm still doing my kind of like professional endeavors, but on the other hand, my spirituality is rising more and more and more, and I'm like, this is the direction that I'm going. So
I love it. I think that's just
deeply.
that's a beautiful encapsulation of where Vanya has been, her little journey to be here, her little journey, right? It's been a big journey to get here. But and I love the point that you talk about, you were connected as a child, right? As a child, you had that internal knowing and guidance to connect with the moon. And Vanya goes way up, I'll tell you that. She goes way up when she connects. She connects at a celestial level. So anyone that knows me knows I love the angels, and she is a trusted angel spirit guide. Truthfully, the angels love to work with Vanya, as do I. So that's beautiful. Vanya, you alluded to something or touched on it. You've had a full life. You have a family, an XYZ, and career and everything. But there came a point in life where you found you were unaligned, not aligned with your heart. And I think that's what I was hearing you say. And you went further. So she was already into mysteries and solving things, and you went further and you certified in the Akashic records. Can you talk a little bit to that experience and how you got there, and what changed for you after that?
Well, the Akashic records, I initially, how you mentioned it, like I start diving deeper and deeper into spirituality, as and how I mentioned it as well. As I was in a very dark moment in my life, in my personal relationship with myself and with people around me. So I was looking for that freedom of soul, freedom of spirit. And that for me was the longing. I cannot sleep, I cannot eat, I cannot enjoy life if I was not diving deeper to find more and more of what is all this about, and how can I tap into a point that I can feel happy and passionate about life and satisfied. So initially I started my journey with personal coach who was a spiritual coach, and one day I hear somewhere Akashic records, and I'm like, what is that? And then I ask her, and she's like, oh, that's, like your soul records, where everything that your soul have gone through is recorded. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting, and what people do with that. And then she's like, oh yeah, there are, practitioners and especially healers who can tap into that, and like they can also heal through that. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. So she's like, I also can perform this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, please, can you give me one session? So actually she gave me a session, and I really get very enchanted by that. So I'm like, I want to learn more. I want to know more. And she's like, when your time comes, you will. And very recently after that, I happened to meet online Amy Robinson, who I took the course with. And she was talking about the Akashic records, and just by hearing her, my heart was jumping out. Like my soul is like, no, we have to go for it. So I'm like, I'm there. I'm signed, no matter how much is that. That's my call. That I feel it. So as I finished level 1, I felt pretty nice, and then I started working with people, and just their reviews or their feedback were like, wow, like this and this happened to me, and you touch on it, and I had no idea. I just like followed the guidance, and I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, because at that moment I started realizing that I'm really tapped in and I'm really connected. So yeah, after
Very
that,
much are, yes. Had one of my best past life regressions with Vanya, along with, if I were to speak to her skills, I would say that because she's experienced darkness at times in her life, darkness doesn't scare her. So
no, I go straight in.
yeah, and she the couple times that I felt like I had some heavy energy and I was moving things, let's say releasing old thoughts, limiting beliefs, other people's kind of things, Vanya really worked with me on that. And the relief that I got from working with her, because she was able to basically take that from me and lift it up. And
Oh,
it just felt so blessed, and I felt so blessed. And I have to add the funny note. How I met Vanya was because nothing is coincidence, right? It's all meant to be. It was like I had gotten done with and certified in level 2 or in my healers, or was real close to that. But I was kind of bored. I didn't have a big client base going at the time. I didn't have a whole lot going on, and I wanted to play more and learn more. And Vanya had put up a post. She put herself out there and she said, I got a partner already, a practice partner, but I'm looking for more practice. And when I saw her post, it was just perfectly aligned. We were supposed to meet up. We were in the same time zone. We could make it work. And that's how the relationship has always been. It's really easy and flowing. And we give each other grace and space when we need it. So, because she is a true friend, even though I'll tell you about my friends that I've never met her in person, but she knows my soul. She knows my heart, so that's beautiful. Vanya, if I were to ask you, what is something that you wish you understood about yourself a long time ago, but that you've learned in the past few years? Is there something that comes to mind?
Well, first of all, I can go a little bit back and say that I had a karmic relationships with people who actually were suppressing me a lot. And in reality, I had no true understanding of who I am and what I'm capable and what I can achieve spiritually. Like on a material level, yeah, I achieved quite a bit, but it was not satisfying for me. I was still empty from inside. So I
So
learned, yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, so when you were going through your life, you didn't have the same understanding of who you were
No,
as a whole being because of
correct.
other people's limitations or other people's ideas, labels,
And
and
suppression. Like I could not live the life how I would like to live it. I could not have friends that I wanted to have, or even dress up the way I wanted to, or go outside the way I like it. It was just like very suppressed life.
Mhm.
And once I start diving deeper into the spirituality, I start realizing that this is not me. I have just people pleasing. I have just suppressing myself to fit certain norms that are not my norms. That is nothing that it's um kind of relevant to who I am, and I don't vibe on that level. So I was kind of like, you know, how the grass grows regardless where even the concrete will grow, because you cannot stop what is real, right? So that's what happened to me. And
So now I'm picturing that one little flower coming up through the concrete, right?
correct.
Because it will push through. And, to Vanya's point is no matter how much she was suppressed, no matter the kind of life that she led, she got to a point where she said, I'm going to pop out and this is it. This is now and that. And I really love that. I love that you own that piece, that it was always in you, and
Yes.
now realize why you hid it, why you kept small.
Yeah.
So I love that.
And for me, like if I knew more about myself and how much I'm capable, because right now I'm actually exploring more and more and more of my own capacities and skills and knowledge. And just like me in general, I wish I had done that. Well, everything is as supposed
Oh,
to
I
be.
know.
However, I would like to have that happen when I was in my 20s, so I can be like even bigger and better and more like flourishing. And
Well, and I do agree with that. I had that similar thought this morning. I was like, I think because we get to a certain point and the clock of time is
yeah,
ticking. But Vanya also alluded to the fact that she knows that she's right here, right now, where she's supposed to be. So, yes, we wish we would have known these things earlier, but this is when we were supposed to learn it, right?
correct.
But part of that message, I think, and she's a mom and she's a mentor to younger folks too, is for us us women and men of a certain age, and the age doesn't need to be mentioned, but of a certain age, we share some of this stuff that we've learned, and not from a like, I know more than you, from a geez, if I could have done this at 35 or,
Yes.
even 25, oh my goodness, I mean, my children might look totally different. They might have different fathers. Just kidding. Totally humorous. But,
Absolutely, we can redo our entire life.
right, I might not be sitting right here, right in this house, but if we can help anybody out there just to say, when you get that nudge, when you feel disconnected from yourself, when you know you're doing people pleasing things, when these different things are coming into your space, your mind, your body, do something about it. You
Correct.
got the key to change
Oh
it.
my, that's a big one. Guess what? I waited for 30 damn years and I could not bring myself up to do it. And I'm like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. And in the last 15 years, I have been persuading myself to do it because first of all, I did not really knew how much I'm capable. Will I survive by myself, or what's gonna happen? How my life will develop? Is it gonna be in a good way or in a not so favorable way? But the thing, finally release my fears to the point where I just shut my brain off and I say, you ego, stay on the side for a little bit and let the intuition guide me. And when I really jump into the unknown, like really having the faith, regardless, I had no clue what tomorrow is. I had no idea how I'm gonna manage. I just trusted it.
Mhm.
And I made the step and it was super scary, like super,
Well,
super scary.
that first
Wow,
step
that
is
first step
always
was
the scariest,
so scary
no
because
matter
we
what it
have
is
to
in life, right?
overcome our biggest fears, something
But
that we
I
have
love that. But what
taught.
you're saying there is it was a fear. It wasn't even the
Yes,
reality of what
no,
was going to happen. It was a fear of the unknown. And I
correct,
see that difference in Vanya now. She doesn't have that same fear of the unknown that maybe you had a year ago, even or 2 years ago.
correct.
Right now she actually has a I would say curiosity and like a little like a young girl's gleam about the future possibilities, and
Yeah,
can definitely stand witness to that as I've seen that metamorphosis in her, because she's not just talking about one area of her life changing, it was every area of your life,
correct.
every area. And sometimes I know for me, with cancer, that was my time to metamorphose and have
Yeah,
everything change in life. So whatever your catalyst is for change, go with it.
correct.
It's there for a reason. And I'll even go one step further and say, you put it there for a reason.
Yes,
I know. So some of the stuff that we put in our paths goes, oh, did I really? Yes, you did.
yes,
Because you weren't learning the lesson and you kept seeing the lesson and seeing
yes,
the lesson, you weren't learning it. And so you wanted to learn it in this lifetime. So she couldn't do it
correct.
halfway. She had to blow up her whole life
Yeah,
and start over. I said, I get
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Why we're friends. So it's a little bit about, you took ownership. I see that big difference in you. The fear is replaced by an enthusiasm and a spark. Um, what do you think, and I'll answer this if you can't, but what do you think is the biggest thing your clients gain from working with you?
The biggest thing, first of all, they will tap into that peaceful, loving energy. And that's something new to experience for them. It's something new to experience. The other thing is they're gonna tap more into their own true authentic self and kind of get in touch with that self that is like so loving and caring, and it's like
Mhm.
um the divine inside you.
And I
It's
would say that's, yeah, I love that for Vanya. And as she's talking, I'm remember even more things she did for me in our sessions and that. I mean, I've been brought to tears, but then the tears healed, that kind of thing.
yeah,
So Vanya will provide you with a safe space to be coddled but pushed, if that makes sense. You know, it's like a gentle mother's nudge, you know, okay, here, we're going to take you here and I'm going to stand behind you and hold you while this happens for you. And then she kind of will like be the one to lift you up and give you a hug at the end. I mean, that's what the sessions have felt like for me.
Yeah, a lot of protection is there, a lot of support, love, and real true. When I even said it's kind of like a pink fluffy cloud wrapping you around in a cozy blanket.
That
And
is her energy signature. That is Vanya's signature. I love that. I love that. Vanya, who is one of your favorite spiritual beings to work with?
I work with Archangel Michael a lot.
He was
He's
just
like,
popping in. He's like, hey, you girls, you forgot to mention me.
no. That's like, I'm with him constantly, like day and night and during the day and during my sessions. And I call for protection, for support from him all the time. And I have the highest vibrational divine team. That's my signature. I'm always with them. And it's like
Archangel Michael, and for those of you that don't know, he is an archangel and he is the protector, right? I like to call him like the bouncer. He clears the crap out, you know, the ick out of your situations, and he helps you to get rid of the people that are not aligned with you. He is one of the guardian angels of police. And you know, he's one of my special friends as well. So you know, Vanya and I have the angels in common 100%, and especially Archangel Michael. Vanya, if someone wants to feel maybe Archangel Michael's presence more, how would you help them to do that?
I call on Archangel Michael, and I always request him to put a protection shield around people. And before he does that is to clear all the hooks and all the connections with energy, which is like low vibrational and does not belong to the people who I'm working with. And first of all, to clear that, and then to clear their auras, because the auras contain, our personal auras contain from other people's energy as well. And then I'm asking him to put that protective shield of highest vibration. So no
She's got a
low
whole
vibrational
ritual.
energy
I
can
know
do
she
it.
does. And so basically you have them calling in, asking him to clear out low vibrational
Yes,
energies, feelings,
correct.
frequencies, and then surrounding and
Yes,
protecting people.
yes.
So if people want to get in touch with you to book a session with you, how will they do so? How should they do?
So since I'm growing on my path, I would suggest at this point to go to Facebook and to just search for me, Vanya Ashan. So that's Vanya, and last name is Ashan, Ahsan. And then just send me a text message requesting, please put on the top requesting a session, so I can connect with my Acuity scheduling, and you can see different services that I'm offering. But it's very important to put this main like requesting session, because all kind of people are calling and, you know, like trying to connect. And I'm actually looking especially for people who are really interested in my services.
Perfect. Is there an email as well? Because we can put that in I'll put that in the show notes and underneath the video on YouTube. So if anyone wants to connect that way.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Facebook, Vanya Ashan.
Ashan, Ahsan, Ashan.
There we go. Yeah. I kill everybody's names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
But Otherwise, I just want to take a moment to thank you for coming to out of the spiritual closet. You are fully being outed now. So welcome everybody to Vanya. Check her out. Go ahead and look for her on Facebook or look below the video for the links. If you need something, just send me an email at angelsinthehouse111@gmail, and I'll hook you up with her. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah, a wonderful one.